Hello Internet, I'm Jossaway, and this is Sid Meier's Civilization 6 by Firaxis. We're going to be playing the May 2024 monthly challenge, Reach for the Stars, where we play as the Khmer and attempt to earn a culture victory. Now, my skill at Civilization 6 is okay-ish. I normally play on King difficulty. We played last month's monthly challenge, 3 stars each, on Prince. But I think I'm going to take the risk here. I'm going to take the gamble. I'm going to make the attempt to play this on Emperor. So let's go ahead and dive in.
From humble beginnings, you have shown remarkable growth. Leave your bronze for iron and rule with horse and sword. The sky above begins to reveal its secrets, a collection of heaven that uplifts our hearts and guides us to foreign shores.
Okay, so Reach for the Heavens on Emperor difficulty, designed by Civilization streamer Potato McWhiskey, one of my favorite Civ streamers. This event challenges you to lead the Khmer Empire to a culture victory. Build sprawling cities that celebrate your faith in the Prasat temples and drive cultural hegemony through your population's growth. Khmer's wondrous Angkor Wat Temple complex is a magnet for visitors in modern-day Cambodia. As King Jayavarman VII, can you attract enough tourists to achieve this goal before June 18th? Features and abilities: Monasteries of the King. Holy sites are granted a major adjacency with rivers, a culture bomb, food equal to its adjacency bonus, and +2 housing if on a river. We also get Grand Barres. Cities with an aqueduct receive +1 amenity from entertainment and +1 faith for every population. Farms provide +2 food if adjacent to an aqueduct and +1 faith if adjacent to a holy site. We also get access to the Domri, a unique land unit, and the Prasat, a unique building. So very early on, it seems clear that faith is key. Faith and population are key to using this civilization to its best abilities. Let's go ahead and check out our settling location. The glory of completing a wonder has energized your people. They are writing works to commemorate this great event. Your advance towards drama and poetry has advanced considerably. How do we have a wonder already? I guess that's something unique to this civ. Your contact with other states has crystallized your ideas on governing your own people. Your advance towards political philosophy has advanced considerably. And your knowledge of celestial navigation has advanced considerably. Your knowledge of horseback riding, ironworking. What? I guess we got a lot of stuff for free here. I'm not quite sure why we're starting with a spearman and a scout and a builder. Very interesting. Okay. So we have trade route capacity. Did we discover a second continent? I guess we did here. So we have Oceania and Ur. What else do we have? We got some tech boosts here. Some civic boosts. And our roads are upgraded. So I guess we're starting in the classical era here. Interesting. Let's take a look. Yes, we've picked up the entirety of the ancient era tech for free, and we're starting in the classical era. So that explains a lot of what happened there. I'm not quite sure what wonder we have. So I've just noticed that I forgot to disable this mod. I do have a cheat mod installed. Generally, I use it to give myself a free scout, but since we got that already, as well as a builder and a spearman, I won't be using it in this playthrough, and I'll disable it before the next, before I record the next episode. Let's take another quick look at our abilities here. So, holy sites are granted a major adjacency with rivers, so we want to place our holy site next to rivers for sure. They also get a culture bomb, food equal to its adjacency bonus, and +2 housing. So we definitely want our holy sites on rivers, and we want to go after holy sites for sure. We also get benefits from an aqueduct. We get an amenity, which helps our empire grow larger with this housing boost. We get +1 faith for every population, so we're going to have a great faith income as long as we get an aqueduct. We want to place farms adjacent to it. And if possible, we'd also like our farms to be adjacent to our holy site. We also get access to the Domri, a unique medieval-era siege unit that replaces the trebuchet. This unit has a higher melee and range strength than the trebuchet. It can move and shoot in the same turn and exerts zone of control. So that's a fantastic unit for like an early or a late early game push, assuming we have somebody to use it on. Then we get the Prasat, our unique building, +6 faith. A building unique to Khmer replaces the temple required to purchase apostles and inquisitors with faith, +0.5 culture for every population in the city. Once flight is researched, receive +10 tourism if the city population is 10 or higher, and +20 tourism if the city population is 20 or higher. So very clear that we very much want to focus on growing our cities to the highest population possible, and to focus on building a faith or religion and using our faith income to exert trade pressure or tourism pressure. So if you can spread your religion to a nearby civ, you get a bonus to tourism from that civ, especially for things like relics and religious art. So we're definitely going to want to focus on meeting as many civs as possible to get tourism benefits with them. We're going to want good relations with them so we can have open borders. We're going to want trade routes to them, so commercial hubs and potentially also harbors are going to be valuable to us. And then in terms of tourism, we're also going to want theater squares. So let's take a look at our starting location here. We do have a river and mountains, so that's great. That's a great starting position for us. We want to build our holy site to take advantage of adjacency as much as possible. So we want to be on the river, but we'd also like to be near one of these mountains. Also, the fact that the river snakes out in 3 directions means we're going to have some very good settling locations for building our the rest of our empire to have those same holy sites with nice adjacencies. So we're here on this marsh at the junction of this river. We do have a lot of grassland hills around us, but no plains hills, so I don't really see value in moving. I think we'll probably settle in place, but let's get a little bit more information with our initial units here. So one thing I'd very much like to know is where I'm going to want to place my holy site. So I think we'd like the scout to, well, the scout won't have any ability to move through mountains or forest yet. We'd have to get him some upgrades for that. We do start with cattle as our only resource that I can see. There's no horses. There doesn't appear to be any mineable resources or luxuries nearby, so that's a little bit concerning. I think we'll have the scout move onto this hill first. Okay, so we have stone. There's another marsh here between 2 mountain tiles. This would be a really good place for a holy site. We could harvest the food here as well with our builder to grow our initial population very quickly. So this might be a really nice place for our first holy site here. We get adjacency from, I think, 1 mountain, maybe 2, and then 3 here, plus the river bonus. Let's throw a pin down and see what it tells us. So if I placed a holy site there, yeah, +5 faith, +5 food. This would be really good. I would like to harvest the marsh, and we already have the technology to do so. So I think I'll get my my unit moving in this direction, my builder moving in this direction to prepare to harvest that marsh. And I think we will settle in place here, and then we'll figure out what to do with our spearmen. Okay, there's a little bit of era score. Now, did I get a free wonder? Is that what this is about? No, it did say we built a wonder. I'm not quite sure what that's about, but whatever. We also have a governor title available, possibly more than one. So I am going to want to purchase this tile. Let's see how much that's going to cost. 75 gold. Of my initial gold, I think this is valuable. We're going to be able to harvest the food to very quickly grow our population and prepare a location for our first holy site, which we can build immediately. I think I'll wait a turn to build it. So we'll have to figure out what to build in the meantime. Looks like we do have a little bit of desert here, which is very interesting. We might have the ability to build maybe the pyramids or a Petra, depending on what other desert tiles are available. Let's take a quick look at... I'm trying to remember what the key command is. Yes, okay, so I can't see the north... I can't see the north edge of the map. I can't... Oh, I can see the south. All right, so we're near the south side of the map, which means... we'll have tundra down here, there's this desert here, and then somewhere in this region we'll start to see rainforest. I think I'd like to explore to the south with my scout a little bit to kind of find the edge of the land and then maybe start circling around. With my spearmen, I'll want to get some information about the local area, but I want to keep him close to defend against any barbarians that might pop up. One interesting thing to note about the game is that the tech level of the barbarians, in other words, the type of barbarian units that spawn, are based on our tech level. So because we have all of these ancient era techs, they're going to be able to spawn archers and theoretically galleys on the coastline, as well as spearmen. And if we research ironworking, they'll be able to get into swordsmen as well. So we definitely want to be building our holy site first. We also want to meet as many of the other civs as possible and build up our empire. I think I'll put one turn. What do we have here? We have 4 population. I think I'll put one turn into a settler because we're going to want to settle very quickly. Where are we at in terms of housing? 4 of 8. Okay. Let's see. I don't know about, we could go for a monument. I'm not used to starting with techs, with the first whole thing of tech unlocked. We definitely want to get into engineering to build our aqueduct. That's going to give us housing and amenities and adjacency bonuses. That reminds me, where are we going to want to place our aqueduct? So let's review. Farms provide food if adjacent to an aqueduct, and +1 faith if adjacent to a holy site. So, does the holy site gain an adjacency bonus from an aqueduct? Let's see. +1 faith for mountains. I knew about that. Adjacent woods, district tiles, government plaza. Okay, so we're not going to have the capital as a district, which means, and the aqueduct has to be adjacent. So really the only place to put it that would grant another adjacency to our holy site would be here on this hill. I'm not sure if I want to do that. We have a potentially very nice lumber mill there, a mine there, a mine there. We do have a quarry. So our aqueduct would either need to be here. What was the faith adjacency here? The aqueduct provides +1 faith if adjacent to a holy site. I'm not sure that's super necessary. So placing the aqueduct here would give up the hill tile, but give us an additional 2 faith per turn. That could be very good. Other places would be here on the cattle, here on this hill, here on this hill, or here. So I'm debating between placing it either on this hill tile or on these woods here. If we were going to place it on the woods, we could chop these woods to get more early production. And we'd give up 2 faith, but then we could have like a farm triangle over here maybe. It depends on what, because we could have the aqueduct here and then have 2 farms here to gain the farm adjacency bonus. We'd give up 2 faith, but I think we're going to have quite a bit of faith anyway. So if this is a suitable place for a 3rd farm, I might place it here and chop out this forest, the aqueduct. And then I could build, well, I'd want a mine here. There's potentially a location for a campus here at some point in the future, or possibly down here. 1, 2, 3. We do have a lot of, yeah, we do have a lot of good stuff here. It's an interesting start location. The question about this stone is whether I harvest it for early production or if I It's on hills, so I probably will harvest this and turn it into a mine. Let's see. Yeah, if I place the aqueduct here, I can't really use the farm adjacency bonus, so I think the aqueduct goes here. Where's the aqueduct? Which means we'll be chopping those forests with this builder as well. Okay, so we've got some early plans here. I think I will purchase this tile with my initial gold to prepare to boost my population and get ready to build the holy site. I think to boost aqueducts, we're going to put one turn here into ancient walls. And then we'll come back and finish that after we get our holy site. We do want to grow. And so I think we'll go holy site into settler and then ancient walls. Maybe. In terms of tiles to be working here, let's see. 2 food, 2 production. Those are both very nice tiles to be working. Since we have so much population potential with housing, we have very high housing. I'm wondering if I should switch one of these over to the cattle. But I think we'll hold off on that until I've improved it. Because it's 3 food versus 2 food, 1 production. Yeah, okay. And I want to know what this tile over here is and start scouting for potential second city locations. So I am going to choose to move my spearmen to the east here. Excellent, excellent. This is going to be a really powerful farm triangle. And that means we might have another city over here to take advantage of one or two of those tiles. Okay. I think the most important thing for us to do in terms of scouting is find other civs. We want to trade with them. We want to establish good relations with them as quickly as possible and find their locations to know where we're going to have competition for land. Our scout can't move another tile right now because he doesn't have the movement to cross the river or move into the marsh. So we'll skip turn, and that is going to be the end of our units and our building choices. Let's figure out what we want to research here. So we can get a boost for the trade route at some point. I'm not sure, can we build a trader yet? We could build a trader at some point. We don't have anyone to trade with yet. I'd rather not research these items until I get the boosts just to save on the science. So the question is, do we go for ironworking, horseback riding, or celestial navigation? We don't have a lot. We don't seem to be on a coast, although there would be a coast south of us near the ice if we get south past the tundra. There could be something to the east or west as well. I do think, given our unique unit here, if we're going to do some sort of timing push with the Domri, this is a siege unit. I think, well, we don't have any horses nearby. So researching horse riding may not be the right call here. We don't have iron either. Yeah, we're a little bit low on strategics. So I guess my consideration would be, what do these open up down the line? Horseback riding gets us into knights. Ironworking gets us into castles. And walls are an important source of tourism. So I guess maybe I'll start out by going after ironworking for now. We might want to build the Jebel Barkal. 6 iron per turn plus 4 faith to all cities that are within 6 tiles. That could work very nicely for us. I don't know if we'll build this, but I think this is our first tech to research. And then let's pick our government here. Okay, we have a boost to political philosophy, but for right now we don't have a good government to choose. So I think we're going to have a pretty decent faith income. So, but I'm wondering if we shouldn't go God King here. What are we going to be producing? We're going to be producing a holy site. So do I have anything that helps out with that? Oh, I definitely want revelation, but we don't have a wild card slot. So I can choose one of these tiles. We're not building builders yet. We're not building a wonder right now. We're not building a settler yet. I should probably, this was a mistake. I probably should have slotted in land surveyors before I bought that marsh tile. But I think for right now, we'll take the +1 production. And I think probably the barbarians will just be getting established, but we will be running into them, and we only have one spearman. Plus, I don't know when we're going to have a chance to build more units with my current plan, so I think I will slot in discipline for now. Then we'll choose our first civic. I think we'll go after political philosophy. It's boosted. I'd like to get another government. That'll take 31 turns because we have very low culture income right now. Is there a faster tech? No, there's not. All right. So the other thing we have to look at here is our governor appointment. And we definitely want to make sure we don't get into a dark age here. So looks like we earned some era score. It looks like it's going to be fairly easy to get a decent age next turn. All right, let's take a look at our governors here. I have 2 titles available, so I'll be able to appoint and promote, or I could hold off and appoint a second governor to my second city. So I don't think we need Victor or Amani. We haven't met any city-states. Moksha is interesting. Religious pressure to adjacent cities is 100% stronger, +2 faith for every specialty district. So he'll be nice. He'll be nice a bit later for faith generation if we need it. And then theological combat is not something we're going to have to worry about really early on. I'm not sure what governor's units are. Ignore from pressure from religions. I think we probably want either Magnus, Liang, or Pingala we want to expand. We want to build our empire. So Pingala increases, this would give us some culture. Connoisseur. The connoisseur promotion could be very nice, because this would give us +4 culture right off the bat, and we have 2 culture, so this would be a big boost. It would get us to political philosophy very quickly. Whereas with Magnus, we're going to be doing some chopping. He has Groundbreaker. So since we're going to be chopping, although it takes 5 turns to establish him, and I'm going to be chopping pretty early. I'm going to be harvesting next turn. So this doesn't super help us, and I don't know that there's more chops to do, at least not early on. So maybe the chopping isn't a thing to consider here. Growth in the city could be really nice. And settlers trained in the city do not consume a population. I think this is the one that's most important. I think we'll take Magnus and we'll get the provision promotion early on, and we'll try to spam settlers out of Anchor Thom into the surrounding region. Pingala would be nice, but we'll have to delay him, I think, to focus on settling. Now, the one concern I have is that it's going to take 31 turns to get political philosophy, so we're not going to be able to, unless we pay the gold cost to switch our policies, we're not going to be able to swap in our settler production card, which is a little bit concerning. Yeah, it's an interesting choice. Do I go for Pingala to be able to swap in plus 50% production for settlers, or do I go for Magnus so that I don't lose population when I build settlers? I think population is the key to this civ, so I think we'll slot in Magnus here. We'll appoint him to Anchor Thom, and I think we will give him the promotion. For both of these would be really nice, but I think we're going to be building a settler in as soon as we finish our holy site. 20% growth is really nice as well. We have 8 housing, so we have 4 population to grow. But I think we're going to get there pretty quickly. I actually think the holy site produces... Did it say the holy site produces food? Hold on. Yeah, we get food equal to our adjacency bonus. So I don't think we need the growth promotion. I think we just want to get the provision promotion. Okay. So 25 minutes for our first turn, but we've got a lot of ideas. We've kind of analyzed the situation. We've got plans. So this builder's going to do 3 harvests to get things started early. We're going to harvest the marsh, and then we're going to probably harvest the stone and the woods here to get our holy site super, super early and start working towards a great profit. Okay, let's move our builder down. And then with our scout, I think we'll continue looking at this river. So, yeah, no matter which way I go, I'm kind of slow with the scout. He doesn't have any promotions that he needs to move further. So I guess I'll come down and around this way because we might get a little bit of visibility from this hill. Okay, so we're getting down to the tundra here. Our spearman gained the information we wanted about this tile. We've got some flat land here, so let's have him move just a little bit out this way. We get a little bit more visibility on what's going on over here. And I might even take him over to this farm and scout for a second location over here. Lots of food from all the wetlands and the marsh. We are going to need production over here somewhere. All right, next turn. Okay, so you're gonna harvest this marsh. That should boost our our population rather. We're at four housing, and we're at 19 turns to growth because we have a modest amount of growth set up right now. Let's harvest this. 45 food. That'll push us to 5 production. Very nice. And we'll immediately put down our holy site and get to work on it. We'll come back to these ancient walls another time. Okay. I do want those ancient walls, but I think we need to get our first settler out first, so I'll rearrange this so we go holy site, settler, ancient walls. All right, very nice. I think next we'll harvest the stone to push our holy site forward very quickly, and then we'll move our builder up to harvest the woods tiles here. So our scout... we're not likely to meet another civilization down here, and our spearman is already moving to the east. So the plan with the scout is to circle down and around and head west. Let's move him there and get a little bit of visibility of what's going on over here. And then we can't do anything else with him this turn. So let's move our spearman a bit. Okay. So our builder here, we're going to harvest the stone. You can't do anything else. That's fine. I think we've seen enough to the east, but I would like to pick up a little bit more visibility down here, so I'll have him cross the river. And we've got some flat land to traverse next turn. All right, let's have you harvest this stone. That shaved 3 turns off of our holy site. Let's actually check what tiles you're working. I guess those are fine. You don't have a lot of choices. Let's continue our plan with our scout here. Oh, there's some iron and a lot of hills down here. So we're going to have probably a border city somewhere around here on the river that has access to some of these grassland tiles for food, and then a lot of these tundra hills for production, especially that iron. Yeah, I can see a very strong tundra city down here. I'm not sure if it'll be the first place we build, but maybe that iron, that strategic is very attractive to me. All right, let's have you kind of swing it around to the south a little bit. Okay, more tundra over here. Potentially. Well, we will settle these cities eventually on the border of the tundra, I think. But they may not be the earliest ones we settle. All right, let's get you up and ready to harvest these woods. And let's continue moving west with you. I imagine somewhere down here there's going to be barb camps, but I'm more interested in meeting other civs and establishing relations with them for right now. And we don't want to go too deep into the tundra, so getting some border visibility is fine, but we don't need to go too far south. So rather than swing south around this mountain range, I think I'll head due west here. Ooh, Mercury. Okay, there's our first luxury that we found. Now, for you... I would like visibility of these tiles, but I'm not going to get them by moving south. I'd have to spend 2 turns to do it because the hills and the woods here will block me. So I think I'll come back and scout this a little bit later. I think for now we're going to send you up north and then swing back down around and into the city. So you head this way. Okay, Magnus is established. Let's continue heading west with you. And we'll cross the river with you. We've got 3 kind of blockers here, so it doesn't really matter where we cross. I think we'll go into these woods. Okay. Let's stick to the flatland here as much as possible. There's another luxury resource. That's very nice. Okay, lots of woods over here. Very good potential for a Magnus city somewhere around here once I get him his chopping promotion. Hey, we're getting some decent scouting done. There's a lot of potential for an empire right around our starting location with all these rivers, so that's really good. But we will need to start pumping out settlers very soon. We're on turn 8. And this is Emperor difficulty, which I'm not used to playing on, so I definitely want to get my cities out early. All right, so we've earned some era score from the high adjacency holy site that we've built. That's very nice. Our builder is here, ready to chop, and I think since we're working on the settler, we will put the resources into that. That means we get our first settler next turn, which means we need to figure out where we're sending him. Okay, I have 2 movement here. I think, yeah, we can't climb the hill. So my spearman's going to come around here. I think I will keep pushing you to the west. Okay, there's another river over there. Where do we want to settle our next city? Let's take a look at the settler view. I don't see any red tiles along the edges of where we scouted, so we're not like close to another civ or a city state as far as I can tell. All right, so we've got flooding potential over in this region. So there's a lot of food here, but not a lot of production from what I can tell. We've got 1 grassland hill there. Lots of food. Now this is going to be a farm triangle. So we could maybe take advantage of that. We've got a hill there, a quarry there. Got a hill there. Hill there. Some woods. So yeah, it's getting some production in this area will be a little bit challenging. Let's see. There's probably more tundra hills down here. So I think... So hill, stone. There's a hill there. We can settle a little bit further away. Because we're going to have very large population cities. If I settle on this maze, then I have a 2-2 tile to work to start. There's gold there. That's nice. I've got a hill here. So I have a little bit of production. I've got all these grasslands for there's tons and tons of food. If I settle on the maze 1, 2, 3, I could put my holy site here for the river and the mountain adjacency. And then I could... Let's see. I would eventually have access to that hill. I'd have access to those woods. I'd have access to that hill. That seems like a decent location. So let's tentatively put a city here. And then if we did that, so that's 1, 2, 3, that's 4 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 tiles away. I think that's fine. 4 tiles for this civilization. We could potentially have another city down here, but I haven't really scouted enough to figure out exactly where. There is a pretty decent city down here somewhere. Let's see. Where would I settle this? So like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like if I settled here, for example, I don't have a great tile to start working, but I'd get access to the iron, all these tundra hills down here, and the mercury. I wonder if I shouldn't settle on the mercury. Actually, we would have access to this 2-2 tile. We could borrow it from Anchor Thom to get started. If I settle here, then I have a really good location for my holy site, either here or here. I can start working that tile immediately. I have access to the mercury, so that's going to be a mine. Some lumber mills. There's a farm triangle there, perhaps. I feel like this is a good location for a city as well. And then we would have one down here, maybe, and then sort of 2 up in this direction. That would be our initial kind of, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be our initial 6 cities, and then we could determine where to spread out from there. I need more information about what's going on up here. In terms of these 2 options, because I don't really know what to do down here. In terms of these 2 options, I think I might actually send my settler here to gain access to the iron and the mercury. Settling a tundra border city as my second city is a little intimidating, but I have good visibility of the area. There's plenty of food. We've got a great location for our holy site, and we can harvest this marsh before we set it down to grow the city's population very quickly. I will need builders soon as well. It would be great if I could meet... I'm pretty sure there's a city-state that gives you the ability to buy civilian units with faith if you become suzerain of them, and we're going to have a lot of faith. So being able to buy units with my faith would be spectacular. We are getting +5 faith per turn, so... What, 3 turns till we get our Pantheon? And we're already generating great person points. So nobody else is on a great prophet yet. This should be generating 1 great person point per turn, I believe. So that's getting that set up early was really strong for us. Yeah, I think I'm going to send my settler down here. Now, that means he's basically going to be unescorted, which is very worrying. I could have my scout double back just to cover this area a little bit and make sure there's no barbarian scout coming this way. And I think I will do that. You're out of turns. Okay. So let's continue scouting this area with our spearmen to try and get information about where we'd like to settle cities. Looks like this is a very, very small desert. So desert might be rare. The other civs might not have access to desert. This might be a location for a pyramids. We'll have to see. Yeah, this might be a pyramids location for us, and we might even build it in Anchor Thom, like on this tile, perhaps. Okay, let's go to our next turn. Okay, our settler's going to start heading down. Looks like the fastest route is this way, which is interesting. We do have a little bit of a mountain range protecting him, and we're going to send our scout over here to make sure... Yeah, there doesn't appear to be any barbarians coming to give us grief. So I think we'll cross the river with our spearmen. And it looks like our settler's going to be safe to head down to our chosen settling location. Unless, like, a barbarian comes out of this tundra. Which could happen. Oh, interesting. We've got... Is that a lake? That's ocean. We've got coast. So we've got the potential for a coastal city to generate some gold. There is a little bit more desert over here, so it's maybe not quite as rare as I thought. There's a location for a fantastic campus here between the 3 mountain ranges and the geothermals. So we may want to get our 3rd city up here ASAP to capture that location. I'd really like to scout with this guy, but I need to protect this settler. So we're going to have... You're going to come over in this location, the spearman. I am going to, like, burn a turn or two of exploration just to protect my settler from potential barbarians. So I'm going to have my scout come down here and expose this tundra a little bit. Looks like we're safe. We have another luxury resource over here, silver. Very nice. So Anchor Thom has gone back to working on ancient walls, and I'm not sure if that's what we want to do. I do want the boost for it, though, and it would be nice to have city shots if barbarians come in from out of the fog of war. So it's only 5 turns. I'd also really like a builder, and I'd like more settlers. I should also be getting my shrine. Like, we need as many great person points as possible to earn our religion. And actually, given how important religion is for us and getting early religion, I think I might actually delay the walls and the settler to work on the shrine here. Like, we don't need this right now. We can get the boost later. I should have probably been working on this a turn earlier. Yeah, given how important getting our religion is, I think I will switch over to working on the shrine here. And then, do I want to finish the ancient walls? I probably need to get another settler after that. Okay, next turn. There's our Pantheon. Okay, that's going to be a very important choice for us. Okay, let's get you moving. I think, given the terrain down here, our settler is going to be safe. 2 turns to reach the location and settle. Should be fine. So I think we'll go back to exploration here. Oh, and here's the other coast. Okay. That's pretty good news. That means we have what seems to be a largely isolated start, where all of this land should be available for us to capture, which means we're definitely going to want to push out to these 2 cities. I think yeah, there could be competition for land over here. This is largely safe land that we'll be able to settle. I think we need to focus on pushing our settlers out in this direction early. And then we can settle these at leisure later. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to send my scout up north here to verify that there's no land bridge, that we have coast all around here. And I'm going to send... Where am I going to send you? I need to, like, kind of send you back to protect these cities in case barbarians spawn down here in the tundra. I could use my Khmer scout here to reveal what are undoubtedly down here, but I don't have the units to deal with that, and I don't want to give away my location to the barbs if I don't have to. I'm surprised we haven't seen a scout yet. Yeah, we definitely need to push out this direction and secure this land before whoever's over here or over here takes those locations. So I am going to get the shrine, but I think the settler after that is the right move. So what do I want to do with my scout and my spearman? I guess I'll bring him down around like this, so I'll get most of the visibility of this. And that means I want to send you out to meet I want to send you east as quickly as possible. So I think we'll send you, like, over to our chosen city location, just to make sure. We'll see if another civ is sending a settler along this river, or if there are barbarians coming. And we've got our plans. Okay. Seems like a fairly isolated start. I feel like we'll go into empire building mode here for now and get up our cities and our holy sites, get our religion up and running. I think all that's really strong. And then for our Pantheon here, we have an interesting choice to make. We are going to have some tundra cities. I'm going to have one here and one over here, which means we could consider Dance of the Aurora. So holy site districts get +1 faith from adjacent tundra tiles. We could conceivably, like, if I build a city here and then build my holy site here, we get faith from the river, we get faith from the mountain, and we get another 2 faith from these 2 tundra tiles. That's interesting. And then we could have another one down here. So that's a potential. Desert folklore and sacred path I don't think are right. River Goddess is another really, really interesting one. +2 amenities and +2 housing to cities if they have a holy site district adjacent to a river. And I think that's really, really strong. So this civ seems to be based around building very tall cities, lots of housing. And the amenities and housing from this, all our holy sites are going to be adjacent to rivers. Like, this seems really, really strong. The amenities in particular are going to let us grow very big populations very easily. Production towards wonders, I don't think so. Divine Spark could be really good. One thing we're definitely going to want to go for with all of these holy sites and this very strong faith generation is assuming it still works the same way in this version of the game, Mont Saint Michel. Apostles you create gain the martyr ability. I think we're going to need to get this because we're going to want the relics for tourism. So isn't there... Oh, that's a religious belief. Yeah, we definitely want the religious belief that gives triple tourism from relics, but I don't think that's a Pantheon thing. I think that's a religion thing. So River Goddess seems really nice. Divine Spark also seems really good because we're going to want in the mid game to build a lot of theater squares, and being able to recruit writers and artists would be really strong as well. +2 production from marshes. This map seems very wet. There's a ton of marshes. Marsh here. There's like a ton of marsh over here, which could really help with the production on this. Oh, that's very tempting as well. Because that turns each marsh into a 3 food 2 production tile, which means this city would have incredible production. And production is king. Ooh, man. Yeah, Lady of the Reeds and Marshes seems really strong as well. I don't think we need pastures, camps, quarries. I don't think we need faith. Let me see. Do I have any? I have another marsh there. Hold on. Let me do something here. Let's highlight all the marshes. Oh my god. All of these being 3 food 2 production tiles. Like I have another city up here. I get these 4, like this would immediately... So I'd have to give up this marsh for the holy site unless I moved it somewhere like here, which I could do. I could move it here instead and keep this. Ah, man. So River Goddess seems really good, but we can get housing and amenities from other sources. On this particular map, getting the production from Lady of the Reeds does seem really strong. You know what? Okay. I'm curious, and we're right at the point where I should end the episode. So I'm gonna put this episode up, and I want your guys' opinion. Between River Goddess and Lady of the Reeds and Marshes, which do you think is stronger for this civilization going for a culture win in this challenge and this map, which seems to be littered with marshes? I'm very curious what your guys' opinion are between River Goddess and Lady of the Reeds and Marshes. Like, we can get other amenities and housing. This is still incredibly strong. Like, my population here would go to 10 at Anchor Thom if I picked this up. I could get to 10 population very quickly. But with all these marshes, like having the production on those seems insane. Really good. Having just this city littered with 3 food, 2 production tiles seems amazing as well. So I want your guys' input. I want your feedback. Let me know what you think. What should I go for my Pantheon here? That is going to be it for this time. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be back with more Civ 6 next time. Until then, take care.